My name's Gerald. I'm one of the pastors here at Bridgetown Church in Portland, Oregon. 423 started at the church called Solid Rock that we came out of. Yeah, but ever since we've been operating as a church for 10 years now, we've always had 423 as part of our ministry. I've seen 423 communities impact our church in massive ways, all positive. I would say one of the main things that I've seen is actual transformation in men and women through 423 communities. There's a radical sobriety there, where there's this real confession and honesty that I think our Catholic brothers and sisters really get through confession, that in the Protestant evangelical stream of the church, we've in some ways missed. So what I've seen in 423 communities, it brings in these elements of our historic Orthodox Christian faith, like confession, like radical sobriety, and repentance, and in a structure that just brings life transformation. So I've seen men and women step into 423 communities with a commitment to be honest. And really, what I've thought about this communities is it's some of the most courageous and honorable people in our church. I mean, the courage to step in and to talk about sexual brokenness, and then also to be honest and vulnerable about that week after week. Absolutely. It's like courage and humility in that space is just so beautiful. I can think of actual people that I see regularly on Sundays and throughout the week in community that have been transformed through 423 communities, and particularly young men who really were under the weight of guilt and shame around sexual addiction, and seeing them be freed. And rather coming in here like burdened and heavy laden, you see them actually begin to be restored in their dignity, in their humanity. And I think particularly around young men, it's so great to see them transition into a place of even leadership. Whereas they came in before just like weighed down guilt and shame, and then they start to get freed from that, walking in their identity, walking in freedom, not perfection, but freedom. And then seeing those young men step into leadership is one of the most exciting things I've seen. What I would say to other church leaders that are trying to figure out if this is right for them, just stand by the fruit of what we've seen for a decade here at Bridgetown through 423. And obviously, sexual addiction, pornography are issues that are not going away. If somebody has a better idea and a better way to run it, then absolutely. But what we've seen is most churches aren't really doing anything, or if they are doing something, it's not effective and long lasting. And what I can simply just say that I've observed for 10 years is this is an effective, long lasting strategy to help people in these simple, basic Christian principles of gathering together, being honest, confessing, praying for one another, encouraging one another in a weekly, set meeting, that those principles just work. Some of the ways that I think we've been effective in communicating and sharing this as an opportunity, a lot of it comes out of pastoral or our community leaders are like our boots on the ground pastors. We have a high respect for our community leaders and a training, and they're pastoring people. So when issues of sexual brokenness and addiction come up in our communities, our leaders are trained. Many of them have been through 423 communities, or they're just trained to know, hey, here's our best resource. And then also from time to time, we have leaders share stories on Sunday, people that have been through 423 communities share testimonies, but then also just in our own work, one-on-one with individuals or couples. It is like we are constantly referring everybody to go to therapy and almost everybody to go through 423. I mean, I actually believe that majority of our young people should go through at least a season of 423 communities, because we've all encountered pornography or just sexual brokenness, and it's just almost like a level place to start.